What's up everyone, it's your girl Shay here and welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. And as you can see by the title of today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about some new Cowboy Bebop news. And this is concerning the Cowboy Bebop live action series that of course is out on Netflix and came out in November. So apparently yesterday, news broke that Netflix will not be creating a second season of the Cowboy Bebop live action. Now, honestly, as someone who has kind of just started watching the live action and is not yet finished with it, I was kind of upset to actually hear this news. And to be honest, hearing this news made me kind of like not even want to finish the first season, knowing that it leaves off with an ending that leaves it open for a second season and didn't actually complete it like how the anime did. So apparently we don't have any reasoning as far as why they decided not to go ahead and renew it for a second season. I can only assume it's probably because it just wasn't received very well, or due to fans pretty much being polarized about whether or not they actually wanted the live action to happen in the first place. And I don't want to say it's because of the fact that a lot of people weren't watching it, because there was a period of time where it definitely was trending on Netflix. So honestly, I don't know. I believe from the article that I read, it didn't give much information as far as like why it was being, or why there's not going to be a second season. All it said was that no second season is happening, and that's pretty much it. And when I went onto Twitter, a lot of people were, of course, expressing their love for John Cho and kind of what he did for him being casted as Spike Spiegel, of course, in the series, and how he did a really great job. Now, I can say, honestly, as someone that has started watching the live action, I honestly did not find an issue with it. I thought it was done fairly well, or so far for what I have seen, it has been done fairly well. I actually enjoyed the casting of Faye. I enjoyed the characterization of Faye. I enjoyed the characterization of Jet, and of course, also of course of Spike, and also Ein. Of course, Ed is actually not in the series. I talked about this before. They decided not to include Ed at all, but I honestly, while I did miss Ed because of the comedic aspect that Ed had, I wasn't really thinking that this was like a detrimental like thing for me that caused the series itself to be lackluster. Now, granted, I'm not yet finished with the series. My fiance and I are only on episode 6, and I believe there are about 9 episodes in total. But I have to say that a lot of the settings that they made was actually pretty much straight from the anime and looked absolutely amazing. Now, I do know that a lot of fans weren't a huge proponent for this live action, or just live actions in general. So I feel like this live action kind of suffered from that. And I honestly wish that a lot more fans would be optimistic when it comes to live actions. Now, granted, just like any other like anime fan, anytime Hollywood or anytime any studio, no matter where it is, says that they're making a live action of the anime, we all kind of cringe inside and are honestly very much so like, this is going to be very bad. But I honestly wish more of us would be optimistic, because then I feel like some of these live actions honestly wouldn't suffer from pre-prejudice of a lot of fans thinking it's going to be horrible, because in some aspects maybe it will turn out well. We honestly don't know until we actually see it. Now, I will honestly say also that I was not a fan of the Cowboy Bebop anime itself. So when it came to the live action, I was definitely a lot more optimistic about it, because I came in with it into the mindset of maybe this will make me like a lot of the characters that I did not like or did not care for in the anime. And so far, me watching it, it has made me care for the character of Julia a little bit more, because in the anime, I really didn't have any kind of a connection to her. I knew she was someone important to Spike. I knew she was his love interest, but I really didn't care very much about her or their story. I cared more about Spike and Faye and Jet and all the other main characters, but not so much her, even though her and Spike obviously have a history together. But I will say that in live action, I have cared a lot more about her as a character, because I've gotten to know her a little bit more, and I honestly really enjoy her. Vicious is one where me and my fiance have said he definitely shows up a lot more in the live action, which I'm actually very grateful for, because once again, he's a character like Julia that I did not care for, even though I knew he was the villain. I didn't feel any kind of connection towards him where I felt some sort of tension between him and Spike and any time they were around each other. Whereas in the live action, I feel that tension a little bit more because he's in the series a lot more in a lot more scenes. So I obviously recognize him as being the villain, and I know that he's not up to anything good. Although my fiance has said that the personality between the Vicious in the live action and the Vicious in the anime are very different. He's like, in the anime, Vicious was definitely a lot more of a badass, whereas in the live action so far, he's definitely a lot more of a bitch and not really as much of a badass character as portrayed before. Now that's kind of the most that I have about this series as far as like my feelings about it. I really do wish though that they did decide to consider a second season. I'm actually really shocked that they announced they weren't doing a second season so soon, because I feel like with so many series, it takes so long for them to announce whether or not it is getting a second season. So for a show that hasn't even been out a month yet, for them to say, yeah, no second season, kind of is surprising. So it's either A, it really didn't generate enough revenue for Netflix and they were like, yeah, there's no money coming in for this, or they saw what the fans were saying about it, or honestly, who knows? We don't know just yet. But I'm just still very shocked about that. And I feel like honestly, them saying that is going to turn a lot more people off of even watching it in the first place, because of the fact that we all now know that how the series ends leaves it very open for there to be a second season, because it doesn't complete it how the anime does. Because right off the bat, when I told my fiance about this news, me and him both said that hearing this news made us both not even want to finish the series, because of the fact that we know it doesn't actually end and that there should be a second season. And I feel like that's kind of, you know, is a bad thing on Netflix's part, because if they wanted more people to watch it, then they should have waited for them to announce that there would not be a second season so more people could watch it. I feel like some people are probably also waiting for more people to do reviews about it or read up on more reviews. Granted, there are a lot of people that have already watched the show. I'm probably one of the few that's still kind of lagging behind in as like finishing it pretty much. But still, like, I feel like them announcing it this early was surprising, because now they're definitely not going to have a lot of people trying to watch the series when they know there's no second season. That's like if Stranger Things came out with one season and then midway through, people watching it, they were like, oh yeah, there's no second season for this show. Then it's kind of like, okay, great. Well, now we know that it's going to end with such an open ending for there being a second season. So yeah, that would kind of suck. But yeah, what do you guys think about this news? Have you guys watched the Cowboy Bebop live action? What did you think of it? Of course, I kind of want to say don't post any spoilers unless there is some differences between the show, the anime, and the live action. Although I know that there are, because a lot of people have talked about that there are quite a few differences. Me personally, the differences don't really affect me because, like I said, I wasn't a fan of the anime in the first place. So watching the live action, I haven't felt any drastic like differences where I'm like, oh man, they really messed this up kind of a situation. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about this news. Do you guys think Netflix should have waited to announce that there wasn't going to be a second season? Or do you think they kind of did the right thing of kind of just biting the bullet and letting people know right off the bat, hey, there's not going to be a second season? And what do you think about why Netflix decided not to give the show a second season? Since as of right now, from what I read before, they have not yet actually given a reason. So yeah, let me know, of course, by commenting that below. Comment below also any suggestions you guys have for future videos. I do plan to do more fan fiction types of videos as well, because it seems like a lot of you guys really do like that kind of content, and I'll probably also do a few other videos as well. But of course, like I said, comment suggestions down below, because I do take a lot of your suggestions into consideration. And of course, I have links below to all my social media accounts. I have an Instagram, a Twitter, and also a TikTok, so check me out all on there. Follow me if you like as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and of course, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll have a new video out for you guys next week on Wednesday. All right, you guys, like I always tell you guys, stay positive, stay nerdy in today's day and age, stay healthy, and of course, please stay safe. All right, you guys, bye.